Hey, how does it sound? I'm trying to test my microphone as well. You're not soldering today? That's funny. Cool. Is it at 1080? Can anybody confirm that? Because I'm using a capture card now. It's just a little different stuff that I'm using. Hopefully it shouldn't have any lag. I'm just trying to figure out how to do special effects, which I'm doing right now. Let me double check because I have my feed over here. Let me just move this. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Every time you pass a...
Yeah, right now I'm just trying to figure out. I have like a multi-monitor setup. All right, you know what? I'm going to go to my page to see if it's coming up. I just need feedback because I'm getting it from you guys. Are saying, great, it's live. That's awesome. 1080p, 60 frames per second. Awesome. So I have a moving image on the screen just to see how it looks for you guys, if there's any lag whatsoever. And I'm clicking on the live thing here. I can see the chat. Just to see how it looks for you guys, if there's any lag whatsoever. And I'm clicking on the live thing here. I can see the chat. The only thing I need to add some just branding to see how it looks for you guys. If there's any lag whatsoever, do that. I'm kind of new. I'm using OBS on the live thing here. I can see the chat. The only thing I need to add some just to see how it looks for you guys. If there's any lag whatsoever, do that. I'm kind of new. I'm using OBS on the live thing here. I can see the chat. The only thing I need to add some just to see how it looks for you guys. If there's any lag whatsoever, do that. Let me try switching the scene. I'm kind of new. I'm using OBS on the live thing here. I can see the chat. The only thing I need to add some just to see how it looks for you guys. If there's any lag whatsoever, do that. Let me try switching the scene. I'm kind of new. I'm using OBS on the live thing here. I can see the chat. The only thing I need to add some just to see how it looks for you guys. If there's any lag whatsoever, do that. Let me try switching the scene. I'm kind of new. I'm using OBS on the live thing here. Oh, what's the feedback? The only thing I need to add some just to see how it looks for you guys. If there's any lag whatsoever. Okay, is there still feedback? OBS on the live thing here. Oh, what's the feedback? The only thing I need to add some just to see how it looks for you guys. If there's any lag whatsoever. Okay, is there still feedback? OBS on the live thing here. Oh, what's the feedback? The only thing I need to add some just to see how it looks for you guys. If there's any lag whatsoever. Really? Is there still feedback? OBS on the live feedback. Oh, what's the feedback? The only thing I need to add some just to see how it looks for you guys. If there's any lag whatsoever. Really? Is there still feedback? OBS on the live feedback. Oh, what's the feedback? The only thing I need to add some just to see how it looks for you guys. If there's any lag whatsoever. Oh, I know why. Really? Is there still feedback? OBS on the live feedback. Oh, is that better? Let me know if you still hear it. Let's see, audio capture. Okay, so what was happening was I had my YouTube in another window and I had the audio on for that. So it was getting feedback and playing it like 2 seconds later. Okay, so now I know to turn down the audio. And I don't know what happened to my, I had a whole bunch of effects on the screen and they just all disappeared. So I'm trying to figure out where they went. Studio mode, let's try that. Night mode, I don't need that. Studio mode. Oh, I think I figured it out. Okay, so let me know if you see an animated bug. You guys ready? It's going to be on the lower left. It's my logo. So here we go. It's all done in After Effects. I'm just trying to import stuff. Here we go. Cool. I saw it on my end. And should be able to take it out, and I should be able to stick it back in. And then let's try some subscribe stuff. Here we go. Nice. So you guys are getting a really raw preview of what's going to come. Because I have a lot planned. Let me try Twitter. Yep, that looks good. And then we're going to do Instagram. Awesome. I'm also going to put up some activities. So I don't know why the chat's not showing up. It should show up on the screen. I don't know why chat's not showing up. And then also donations should show up as well. That's not showing up. And then activity is not showing up either. Oh, there we go. Can you guys see where it says those are previous donators? So you have Mike Currington. He did 20. He did 5. YouTube Punk did 7. And then Mike did 5. Let me see how that looks. I'm actually going to get up here. Yep, I can see it too. Okay, so that's cool. And the only other thing I don't understand why it's not showing up is the chat, because chat should show up. Like it should actually show chat in the window. Ah, there we go. I think what happens is it does it live, and since you guys weren't chatting, there we go. Cool. And the reason it's important to have that is because some people watch it on TV, and they don't actually have a keyboard in front of them, so they can watch the chat without having to be on YouTube itself, if that makes any sense. Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna just play for a few minutes. I actually got up to level 8 today. There's 10 levels total on this thing, and it's, man, I was like, I feel bad, but a couple times I was like, man, I was hitting the control panel like, God, they're so cheap. It's really a hard game. All right, so I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna chat at the same time to see how the voice levels are. All right, we'll start at area 1. And my son's here. We're on spring break, so we're off all this week. So that's why I'm doing this. So I'm just messing around. He was doing his homework. Because, of course, you know, teachers always give kids homework, right, on vacation. No fun at all. But we're just going to mess around with this and maybe do a stream later in the week or maybe even tomorrow. Where we play some Steam games. So I got to figure out how to capture the desktop. That's another task. Right now this is through the camera. But it's at 1080p, 60 frames per second, confirmed by you guys. So, and I'll take a look at it. I'll probably kill this feed in the future. Or this video. It's just that, like I said, it's just a test. Let me know if the audio's too low on the game, because I could always turn that up in the future too. Again, I'm just getting a feel for everything. Oh man, maybe that was cheap. Oh, your 1 day to vacation? That's cool. So again, if you're just joining, this is just a test, just to see if it works. I mean, I didn't even put descriptions in or anything with all my links like I usually do. Oh man. All right, let me catch up on the chat here. Oh, really? Said saw you on the TNT feed the other night? I don't know what that means, Chris. Okay, that's good. I don't want it to overpower the microphone. And the mic I'm using too is Pro. I actually invest in a wireless mic, so it's a whole wireless mic kit. Sounds really good. I was doing some voiceovers for a video that hopefully I'll release on Friday. But you know, it's hard because I have so much going on and my son's here every day. I can't really get stuff done at night because he's here. So I can't promise a video for the first time on this Friday, but I'm going to try really hard. Maybe I'll do a gameplay or something. But anyway, this microphone is really good. I tried using a regular gaming headset and it sounded awful. So I switched over to this, captured some video on my desktop, and it came out really nice. So hopefully we'll have some stuff on... I want to release how to do Outrun Enhanced and how to like burn those ROMs and dump your ROMs from your board if you have one and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm still curious what Chris Goder was saying with saw you on the TNT feed. I don't know what that means. Awesome. The other cool thing is that this set that I have, like I'll move the camera a little bit so you can see. I'll just like kind of see how I'm shaking it. I can actually, this thing is portable. It's on a tripod. And I have a 50-foot HDMI cord so I can go around the whole arcade. I haven't really tested that out yet because I don't want it to unplug or anything, but I'll probably build some cable ties. That way it'll have some strain relief. And then I'll be able to go around the whole arcade at 1080p, 60 frames per second like it's live. So, like it's pre-recorded, I should say. Yeah, I'll probably go over that, Greg. I'm going to have the one I have is a GQ4X. It's by MCU Mall. It's the one I recommend. I'm basically able to burn anything I've thrown at it, including like older stuff. You know, with the adapter. It comes without the adapter, meaning like the power adapter. But some of the older games require higher voltage than the USB can handle, so you just got to plug it in while you're burning it. So it'll tell you. It'll just basically fail and say, I couldn't burn this. And then you got to plug it in. But I have it plugged in the whole time. And they're reasonable. Mine paid for itself, you know. I fixed boards with it, so, you know, it was about, I guess, give or take $100. And it comes with all the adapters I needed. Yeah. I got mine with, I think mine came with some adapters, which I've never used. So, I mean, I recommend you get them just in case, because, of course, when you don't have it is when you need it. But they do have some adapters you can use that plug into the top part, and then you can put different chips in there. But most of the chips that you use for arcade stuff are like, they're like the, you know, 25C 512 is what I use a lot for Outrun. The 256 versions I use. There's some for Galaxian, Galaga, Super Pac-Man, Pac-Man, like all those classic games, Defender. They all work with this one, so I was able to repair those games and stuff. 2716, yep, that's supported too. 2732s as well. I think those are in Defender. Well, in my experience, those are the ones I've used for that. But 2716, I've also done Centipede. I'm not sure if that's the chip they use, but I've burned stuff for a buddy of mine where his EEPROMs just got bad. And I just mailed it to him overnight, and it fixed the problem, so we were really happy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not a pinball expert, but this does work well. A lot of people I heard who have pinballs use this because they have this for vids and pinball. But yep, it's done even Texas Instruments chips, which are really known to be a pain in the ass. They actually work on it. You just got to You just got to do some stuff in the software. There's little tick boxes you got to check, but it's really easy to use, and I'll kind of go over that, I guess. I do have other old, I'll call them legacy videos on that. So I'm trying to do, yeah, it pays for itself, like I said. You know, I was going to buy a high score save kit for Super Pac-Man, which is almost like 50 bucks. So that's half of it right there. And I was able to just get the chips from China, which are really cheap. You can get like for $10, you get a whole bunch of them. And just burned it myself. I just had to pay for the battery. So it worked out. Alright, so it looks like it's doing good. I'm looking at all the stuff on here. It's only using 20% of my CPU, which is nothing. This thing is really fast, this computer. 60 frames per second. There's 0 drop frames, which is awesome. And it's sending it up about 3,500 kilobytes per second. That's really, really clear. Let me go ahead and test it out on my system here. Yep, Model 3 is good too. You know what it does good too is it's great for troubleshooting. So not only burning ROMs, like for this Rolling Thunder game, the audio board was it was playing really weird samples, and because I have 2 of these boards. I have this one that works here, and I have another one that's partially working. And the audio on the partially working one was all jacked up, and I was able to pull the ROMs out, read them, and then compare them using a utility. It's called, oh, what the heck is it called? I just had it here. I had it the other day, and I can't remember the name of it, but there's a website you can go to where you can actually go to and upload your file, and it compares the one they have for MAME. And it can tell like what file it is. So if you have a board that you don't know what it is, you can actually upload it, you know, dump one of the ROMs, upload it, and you can tell what it is. So that one, it turned out I had a different revision on there. So I upgraded the revision. There were some ROMs that just didn't check right. Like if it doesn't recognize it, that means the ROM's bad. So I was able to take those, kind of take them out, reburn them, put it on there, and it actually fixed the audio on it. Just the CPUs right now, they have custom CPUs that I have in this machine now that I could pop them out, put it in the other board, and it would work. But the CPUs are actually bad on the other board. That's the problem. But I did fix the audio issue because of that. So you can troubleshoot, and it's really cool doing that. Kind of, especially if you're new at this, it's really easy to burn stuff. So you can kind of shotgun and even fix boards by just reburning the ROMs. Alright, so I'm going to go back to playing the game. And I think Super Chat works here. I have it on here. So like if you guys were like I don't know what the minimum is. It could be like, I don't know, a penny. I have no idea. But if you do that, your name will show up and it'll show you this little animation saying thanks or whatever. It's pretty cool. I don't know if it does, Mike. Hey Mike, by the way, you can see you're like the all-star when it comes to Super Chat. It remembers the history on top, so I'm going to see if I can keep that up, you know, in future videos here. Yeah, I don't know about the audio alternate ROM. I never heard of that. I know people have done like Smash TV, where they'll take the Smash TV and Total Carnage or Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. They'll swap the boards and the ROMs out, and you'll hear like, you know, Mortal Kombat with like Smash TV sounds. Because I think it's the same board that it uses, the audio board. And Q*bert's like that too. I think Arcade Jason did it, where he took a Q*bert and he switched it with different sounds, or he had Reactor, because it's Gottlieb, and he switched the Q*bert sounds in there, so it sounded weird. Yeah, let me go ahead and I'll start another game just to see how the gameplay sounds. again. And it's probably going to be the last I'm playing here. I'm going to start Area 5, actually. Because I got to go. Let's see. This is super hard, of course. And my worst level, I think, that I'm horrible at is level 6. That's really a heck of a level. It's kind of glitchy, where they didn't really get the gameplay right, and it's really, really frustrating where you're doing everything right and then something dumb happens and you die. So let me see if I can go in here and get these. Yeah, but this game is really ridiculously hard. Harder than I thought. People were telling me it was hard. I don't really believe them. I'm like, nah, it's easy, but it is really hard. Let's go up here. And I've kind of recognized the patterns, but again, if it acts weird, it doesn't always do the pattern that you want. Let's see how far I can get here. And someone said there's a glitch here where you can kind of jump down and avoid all these guys, but I tried doing it, I can't figure it out. So I just go down here, wait to this guy for him to come out, kill him, and then they all walk away. So it's a lot faster because time can run out, that's the problem. Oh man. Cheap hit. So this is, you know, this level's okay, but 6 is worse. I'm just going to get some ammo, because you run out quickly. Should be a guy shooting down here. Maybe not. Man, this thing is like ruthless right now. I think just today it's having a bad day because I was kind of swearing at it earlier. It was just extremely hard and unfair. So I'm glad it was set to free play. Alright. Let me check the chat while that happens. Hey, did you guys see that animation come up? I'll check it later. But thanks, guys. Greg and Mike. I think what I'm going to do is maybe I'll set up something in the future where whoever donates the most or something, you'll get like, you know, a free t-shirt or something. We'll figure it out. Oh, I messed up there. I should have gone right instead of going in here. Let's see if I can recover. Let's try it. Did you see that? See how cheap they are? I almost got killed here. Same thing here. It's kind of really ruthless, man. The problem I have on this level is that I run out of ammo. But you'll see what I'm talking about later on. It's very glitchy. Come on. I just want to get out of there. I need ammo. So I'll jump here, and this is where all the misery starts. Yeah, lasers. So here's where it starts glitching. I'll show you up ahead if I make it that far. So here you gotta duck, shoot this dude, jump, shoot him again, jump. It's just kind of nuts. You see how that guy's on the right over here? Can you see that? You have to jump up to get him out of there in order to shoot him. Like, it's kind of just janky. So you can kind of get him to go up by doing that. So right now I'm about to die because I'm running out of time. That's the other problem I have on this board. So that guy, he's kind of hidden. So you have to see how it just came out. So it's kind of glitched. It's weird. So yeah, I'm having problems with this board right now. I can pass it, but it's basically luck if I do. I've gotten to level 8 today. But I'll get it. You know, I eventually want to do a stream once it's all set up, and we'll just go through the game, use all the continues. I think it has up to 6 continues. Oh man, that came from the other side. That was cheesy. So yeah, you can continue up to 6 times with Twin Galaxy settings. I think it's 9 otherwise, but I set it to Twin Galaxy settings, so it's only 6 times. But we'll do a thing where, you know, I try to beat the game. We'll just have a marathon. Greg, you're on the top. You're funny. Yeah, it's kind of neat. So far I'm liking how everything looks. Did you guys see the animation? Can you confirm that? So when you did it like show up? It says so-and-so has donated whatever, and it shows the time. And it should show like Donkey Kong or something. I can't remember what I put in there. So command the line. You're near Metal Jesus is up there, right? He's in Washington State. I remember him doing a couple things out there. Next time I'm in Oregon, I'll have friends that are in Oregon, so I'm going to visit them. And it's Oregon, by the way. It's not Oregon. A lot of people say Oregon. They corrected me when I went there. Oh, cool. So you saw it. All right. So that's awesome. So now I'm just scrolling through this thing here. It's pretty neat. It's pretty intuitive. I'm liking this a lot, and how everything looks and how the interface is. I may add some graphics later on, but you know, it's time consuming. In After Effects, you have to create them. I created all that stuff too that you see here, like the animations and all that. So it's getting good quality. That's what I want on my channel, is quality streams. And then I really would love to do ZapCon one day. I go to ZapCon every year. I didn't go last year, of course. And then this year I'm not going to go either. But I was talking to one of my buddies that's out there that the reception's pretty good in the actual convention center. And I was wanting to patch him through, like similar to what you see here, but I'd have a little window with him doing a walkthrough on the ZapCon floor. That would be really cool. Oh yeah, Pink Gorilla's out there. Is it Kelsey? I think Kelsey does it. Yeah, Pink Gorilla and her... I think she doesn't own it. She owns it partially. She owns like the store or whatever, but I want to make a trip out there. I really want to go to Galloping Ghost Arcade. I'd have to figure out what to do and how to get out there. Yeah, Kelsey, I think is her name. I've never been to CAX, but it's on my list. I have a hit list of what I want to do next year. I don't know if I can do it this year. I don't know if budget will allow. I just have a lot of things going on. So, but my best friend, the guy who has the Star Wars arcade, you've seen the video where he has. I'm actually going there next week, and he has a new Spy Hunter that he got. He got rid of the Afterburner. He got an Outrun because of me. And we're going to go to we're actually going to shoot a warehouse raid, believe it or not. So that's going to be a really good episode. We have a contact where he has a whole bunch of containers and stuff full of games. And he got his Outrun from that guy. And I'm picking up 5 monitors, believe it or not, for super cheap. And we're going to go down there with a trailer to see what we can pick up. So it should be a good video. He asked that I'm not going to, of course, you don't want to give away your location, but I'm not going to give away the location because of the owner. He told me not to do that. And also he doesn't really want to be on camera. I mean, he will be probably, but I'll like blur him out. He just, I respect everybody's privacy. So yeah, there's also good ones. If you ever come to Connecticut, they have a few on the East Coast, actually. They have, what the heck is it? The Retro World Expo is a really good one. There's a lot of Connecticut YouTubers there, like Retro RGB. He was actually over last week. He's the guy who bought my second Outrun, if you guys don't know. He does a lot of retro stuff with consoles and all that, but he's really getting to arcade stuff now. And I talked to him. I actually met him at the Long Island Video Game Expo last year. And Richie was there too, actually, Richie Knuckles. And I said, hey man, if you ever want to come over, I know he's local to Connecticut, but he moved to New York. So now he's a little closer, sort of. He's not as far, believe it or not. So he came over last week, last Saturday, actually. He looked at the second Outrun I had and bought it. So I'm just storing it here for him. And then if I have some time, I told him I'd do some gears for him, where I rebuild the gears. So I told him I'd want to shoot that. So, but it all depends. I mean, I always run out of time. Yeah, so they have a panel. I've never been on a panel. I've been in the audience talking about it, and I didn't want to hijack the show, but a lot of time people will turn around and be like, wait a second, should you be up there? I'm like, no. So I just like to enjoy it as a patron more than being on a panel and stuff. But I do, for the Retro World Expo, I typically bring a game. I brought my Smash TV, my Total Carnage one year. I had a Thunderblade at one point that I brought over there, and I ended up selling it at the show. What else did I bring? I brought my tabletop cocktail Arkanoid, which I brought that a couple years, and people like that one. And I also brought a bar top, which, you know what? I should do that. Maybe I'll release that this Friday. I have a Ms. Pac-Man bar top you guys saw in another video really briefly, but maybe I'll go through it and kind of do some gameplay on that and show you guys what I did. I got it through Harman Customs, the same guy that did the Donkey Kong through. Oh, did you get your Thunderblade working? Yeah, that was my first... actually, that is what paid for itself when I got my burner, because I got my Thunderblade for $100 delivered. The guy delivered it to me, man. He drove like 2 hours, and he said, I don't know what happens. A white screen comes up, the monitor works, everything's fine. So then I brought it home, did some research, and then ended up, it was a suicided board. Yeah. So... yeah, I burned my own, man. I was going to order them, and I said, you know what? Let me try this thing. I ordered the burner, and there's 2 different flavors of suicides. There's the FD1094 is the chip. You can take it out, put a CPU in there. I think it's a 68,000 CPU. And then there's 2 chips that you switch out. Originally, there were like 6 chips. There were 4 Japanese ones, and then you had to just do this weird thing where the second level didn't look the same. But then I think somebody finally cracked it the proper way, and you just burn 2 rounds and you're done. So I was really happy when that thing worked. There's a video on that too. I think it's called the System X Sega Resurrection. It's like one of my playlists. But those are really old. I did those a long time ago. That's what gave me confidence to work on Outrun, actually, because it's a very similar board. Oh, nice. Racers. Wow. That's a lot of room you have in your house. I'm sure you keep them in storage. Yeah, you know who I'm going to see when I go down next week? I gotta email him just to confirm. But you know, Buffett, Arcade Buffet. They call him Arcade Buffet, but it's Arcade Buffett because it has 2 F's and 2 T's. He repairs a lot of chassis, and he's like the monitor guru. So what I'm gonna do, I think I might bring a couple monitors down there that I've toyed with. I can't really figure out, and see, maybe, you know, I'll save on shipping where he can just fix them. You know what? It's not on right now. I can do it. Let's see if I can quickly turn it on. I just have this game on. It was just a test, but I guess I can always try. I don't really have much time because I know the doorbell's going to ring any second, and my my other half is going to be home. And as you guys know, then it's over. Let me just move things around. And I have a few games that are down, of course. Super Pac-Man is acting really wonky. Occasionally Smash TV and Total Carnage. I think it's the harness. I got to replace that. I've been wanting to replace it for a couple of years already. I keep talking about it. So let me see what I can muster up here. Oh, I forgot to turn this one on. Hang on. Arkanoid's acting funny too. It's still doing that reset every now and then. It's weird. My son played it today, and it was fine. And then later on, he's like, "Hey, it keeps resetting when I press the credit button," which is exactly what the problem was. So I'm not worried. I'm getting rid of that. I'm probably going to take the boards out and make it a Zookeeper, like you guys already know. Probably next summer I'm going to do that, actually. This summer I'm going to finish up the Rolling Thunder. Hang on, I'm just walking around here, off camera. Oh, my phone's ringing. Hang on a second. I'm just going to unplug the audio for a second. It's still on, it's just not through my Pro mic. Alright, I'm back. I'm just plugging my mic in. Sorry if there's feedback. Hello, hello, testing. Yep, it's working. Alright, so I got a phone call. I was just on there. And I have about 5 or 10 minutes to get this done. Hang on, I'm just getting this done. All right, so let me see if this comes through here. So I'm going to back it up. And let me just pan up here. I'm trying to figure out what the delay is. There we go. So that's my Ultra Arcade. You know, it's really funny how things just break all of a sudden. The inputs on that are just acting weird. I'm not sure if something got unplugged, but I have to check that out. So you can't, it turns on and everything, but you can't actually play. And then these you've seen already. Let me see if I can get some light. Just putting this on here. It turned on a tiny bit, so you can see a little bit. But yep, so that's how it is. Again, this cord, I'm not really set up to do it, but I'll do it anyway. So this thing reaches all the way back here, believe it or not. So you have all these games here. I got to do something with these. That's the Super Pac-Man that I was working on, but then I ended up getting another one, as you guys know, for 150 bucks. So I don't know what to do with that one. And then this one here is the possible Kong off. I don't know if I'm going to leave it a, you know, if I'm going to leave it the Versus or if I'm going to make it. That's my old plate when I lived in New York. It's expired. It's years that I had that thing. But I live in a different state now, so it's totally different. But yeah, this is it. You know, the Tournament Arkanoid. Let's see if it's doing what it was doing earlier. Oh, now it's working. So I don't know, maybe it's when it heats up it acts weird. Yep, it's working. That's actually Tournament Arkanoid. And it's in a Taito cabinet. It was licensed by Taito. It's a ROMstar game. That I will probably take apart, and I may keep the boards, I may sell them. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet. But it's definitely going to be a zookeeper when it's done. And then, you know, I have my Multi-Williams, which works great. I played it earlier today. Let me see if it's still... Yep. See, move around. And what else do we have here? We got my Outrun, which I will be... I want to rebuild this thing. It's a shifter knob. It's kind of loose. You can see here, it kind of moves a little bit. So there's a spring you can get inside. This guy Rob that I know rebuilt his. So I really want to rebuild it, but right now I'm not going to do that. I may rebuild it. My son's having a birthday party. He wants to have it down here. So, you know, that's in the summer, so I may get it done by then. I'm not really sure. And then you have the Rolling Thunder. Like I said, my Ultra Arcade. This one I try to leave off because that's Bob's from Retro RGB, because it's now his. Like you saw in the last video, we cleaned it up. It looks really nice. So he's going to take that and work on it. So I try to keep it off just to not have wear and tear on it. But, you know, occasionally we may turn it on if we're working on it, because I told him I'd do a couple things more to it. Maybe I'll rebuild his shifter too, just as a bonus. And then this here is my, there's actually a regular original Xbox in here that I have, you know, I hacked the controls to have on there. And it's, you know, it runs regular games. It does emulation too. I think I had soft modded it, or maybe a hard mod. I can't remember what I did. And then this one needs maintenance badly. It's actually set too bright, this Galaxian. Even when I turn off the light here, you can see it's really bright compared to, like, see, Super Pac-Man's dark. So it's just the black level. I just have to get back there. It's just such a pain to get to it. There's no control knob for it. You have to actually get inside on the board and take it out. It's a pain. And then my Smash TV / Total Carnage. So yeah, that's my arcade. Here, let me turn on the light again. So you can see I rebuilt this custom control panel here. This used to be a gauntlet, and I'll go through this on a future video, but it used to be a gauntlet, and I upgraded it to, well, someone else actually upgraded it to Total Carnage, where they had, in Gauntlet, the actual controllers were like here and here. It was kind of like diagonal, and then here and here. So you had to actually play like this. It was really annoying. So I redid the control panel, cut a whole new one, did everything, and then someone sold me this top where someone else had done it, and then I just took it on there and then put new. These are Dominic sticks. They're brand new Weichel alternatives, and they have you know, nice round restrictors there, and they work really good. So we'll do a gameplay possibly this week. It just tends to reset every now and then because it needs a new JAMA harness. So if it resets in a live video, oh well. It's just annoying because you get really far, you're fighting the boss, and then it resets. But my son and I really want to do that. He's very good at it, and I'm good at it too. So I think we'd be able to beat the game. And that's it. So, you know, you can see my setup here where I have a monitor. That's what I'm trying to read. I'm trying to set it up so that it's over here somewhere, so I can actually, you know, do this gameplay stuff and then read what you guys are chatting and probably get a wireless keyboard somewhere down the line and really get it going. So, you know, it's nothing like Galloping Ghost Arcade. They have theirs directly into the, you know, arcades themselves, but pretty neat. So now I'm catching up on chat. Nice. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end this stream. Like I said, I'm just messing around with this to see if it works. And let me just double check something here. Yeah, it's still working here. I'm just looking at the audio feed. So yeah, so don't forget to subscribe. I'll put that little animation in. There's my subscription at Del's Arcade. Also, I have a Twitter thing too, so don't forget to be on Twitter. I'm working on these animations. There's like a little flash you see at the beginning. Again, this is just a test. I'll probably end up killing this video eventually, but I want to look at it first, go through it, scrub it, learn from it, and then, you know, do some more. And then I'm on Instagram as well. Cool. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one. I'll look out, man, because I talk to Richie Knuckles all the time, and he has a real venture with a real fat joystick on it. That's legit. So I can ask him, man, Greg, if you want. I see him quite often. He's actually about an hour away from me, his arcade. So the next stream is probably going to be, if I do one, I think I'm going to do something fun like Dragon's Lair. I know I did that earlier on the Raspberry Pi, but I have emulation on Daphne on my actual arcade. Once I get that going, I'm going to try to beat it. You know, where I set it, it's kind of cheating. I set it unlimited lives, but it's really fun, and I can get to the end, and I know how to beat the dragon. So if you guys have never seen it before, it's going to be a good video to watch. Hey, Mike. Yeah, sorry, man. This is just a test. This is a bonus video today. But yeah, you got your name up. You're famous. Greg too. Both of you guys. All right. I think later today I'm gonna do it off camera, obviously, but I want to work on the on getting the t-shirts all buttoned up, because I'm only 150 subscribers away from 3,000 now. It's like just 50 subscribers in the last 2 weeks. It's crazy. Yeah, people are actually telling me, what's going on with your shirts? When are you gonna do it? So yeah. All right, you're welcome, guys. I love doing this stuff. And hopefully we'll have my son in here too. He's going to be 11 this year, but we'll do some video and stuff. But I think my battery is about to die anyway, so it kind of worked out on my camera here. So I'm just going to end the stream before it dies. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care, guys. Oh, man, thanks a lot. I appreciate that, Greg. 100K would be great. You're in second, third, and fourth, Mike. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.